Hi you guys, my name is Courtney and welcome to my YouTube channel, The One Thing TV. One day very soon, I am going to make a video about why my channel is called The One Thing TV. It is a phrase, I guess, that is near and dear to me, and it really is a principle that I have lived by for a few years now. And so one day I will share what the one thing means to me, but not right now, not on this video. This video, it's kind of two-part. I'm going to talk about two quick things, but first it is Christmas Eve. So tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Today's the day before Christmas Eve, so it's Christmas Eve, right? I think that's how we would call it. It's really cold here in Florida, 49 degrees right now. Which is cold for us. They call that a freeze warning, I guess, or maybe 30s, because I think it's going to be like 29 or something overnight, and that's about as cold as it gets here in Tampa, like 29. Honestly, I don't know it ever being any colder than like 29. And when it's 29 degrees, we're sleeping through it, because then in the daytime it'll get up to like the 40s, and that's typically like about as cold as our winters get here in Tampa. More north Florida, like Tallahassee and Jacksonville, they see a little bit more colder temperatures, but for us here it's usually like 30s and 40s is as cold as it gets. So anyways, and those colder temperatures are at night when there's no sun. So but anyways, I didn't get on here to talk about the weather, but speaking of weather, let me just say this also really quick. There's this quote from Colonel Sanders, and if you have not read or watched a documentary on his life, there's a documentary out there, and his story is just so inspiring. But he has there was this quote that I heard in his documentary, and it was about the weather, and he says, "I don't understand why people complain about the weather. There's no such thing as bad weather, just different types of good weather." So it's just all about perspective, right? So with that, I will lead into my first thing, which is Christmas season. It could be a difficult season for us for many, many reasons. I know personally for me, I can look back over the years and I can talk to you about why the holiday season is difficult for me mentally and emotionally, for many, many reasons, right? But this year I have decided to just make the best of it. I've gone into it with that mentality that, you know what, I'm going to make the best of it, and I am going to take advantage of the opportunity to be joyful on purpose. And that's what Christmas is about, really. If you think about all the things where they talk about Merry Christmas, like be merry, or have some Christmas cheer and joy to the world. Well, joy to the world is about Jesus being born, but you hear the word joy a lot when they talk about Christmas. So that's where it came from. Is I am just choosing to be joyful on purpose this Christmas season, and so I just encourage you to do the same if this season is particularly hard for you, like it is for me sometimes. So that's the first thing that I wanted to just kind of like jump on here and say. The next thing is opposition. I want to talk about opposition really, really quick. And so my grandmother, right before she died, I found a video on her phone that she had recorded. She would jump on her videos and like post videos on Facebook every now and then, and I found a video on her phone where she was talking about opposition, and she said opposition is opportunity time. And so that's what I want to tell you today. If you are facing opposition, it does not mean that you need to stop. Look at it like this. When you think of opposition, that means something is coming against you, is working against you and what you're doing and what you're trying to do, right? So in order for something to actually like work against you or to push against you, right, you have to actually have found the momentum, or you have to have actually found enough momentum to get far enough along, right? To where something is saying like, okay, now I have to press against this to just cause some resistance, to cause some hindrance, to make this harder, right? So opposition, perspective, okay? I'm giving you perspective here. Like we were just talking about the weather. No such thing as bad weather, just different types of good weather, right? So the perspective of opposition is that it comes however it comes, from wherever it comes. I'm not going to get into, right, like why it comes and where, if it comes from evil or if it comes from light or if it comes from darkness. I'm not getting into all of that. But when it does come, look at it from the perspective of it really is there to show you not just what you're made of, but that you are made of whatever it takes to get to what you're trying to get to. I got some popcorn on my lips. I just saw that. Look at that. I ate some popcorn like right before I got on here. Anyway, you have whatever it takes, right? Because if you didn't have what it takes to get to where you're trying to go, opposition would not be trying to work. There wouldn't be something there to work against you, right? So I just want you to have that perspective, and I hope that I was able to kind of like effectively build that frame of mind if you are experiencing some type of opposition. But what I want you to get out of it is it does not mean stop, okay? Yes, the opposition may be used to discourage you and to distract you and to get you to think that you're going in the wrong direction, because you're like, well, if I'm going this way and something is pushing up against me, then maybe I need to turn this way. No, not at all. You keep going the way that you're going, because once you get past that that difficult part of the journey, there is blessing, there's victory, there is reward, there's joy, there's accomplishment, there's achievement on the other side, and you will have endured through something, and you will have built bigger muscle, stronger muscle, and then the next time that you face opposition, you will have the strength to get through it. But if every time you face opposition and you give up, you're never going to build the strength to get through anything else. So if you have been going in a certain direction and things have been going good and you've been making progress, and all of a sudden it's like everything is just up against you, everything is working against you, my encouragement to you is do not stop. Opposition is opportunity time. This is the opportunity for you to prove to you what you're really made of. Because if you started it, you can finish it. So, two things, right? It's supposed to be the one thing TV, but I don't know. I had two things today. We can switch it up. First thing is choose. Choose to be joyful on purpose this holiday season and make the best of it. And number two, opposition is opportunity time. Do not stop. Keep going. You have what it takes. All right? Be encouraged. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year if I don't make another video before 2023.